The detention chamber aboard the Cathara hunting vessel Blood Talon had seen countless species broken within its metal walls. Commander Zexthul watched through the reinforced viewport as his subordinates prepared their latest prize, a human, male who had somehow survived the destruction of the research station on Kepler 442b. Fascinating specimen, Zexthul clicked his mandibles in anticipation. The Cathara had hunted across 17 star systems, cataloging the pain thresholds of every sentient species they encountered. It was both science and sport. The data proved useful for interrogation techniques, while the process itself satisfied their predatory instincts. The human sat motionless in the center of the chamber, wrists secured to a chair that had been calibrated for his physiology. He appeared unremarkable by Cathara standards. No natural armor, no venomous appendages, no enhanced musculature, just soft pink flesh stretched over a bipedal frame that seemed almost fragile. "Begin Phase 1, Zexthul commanded. Technician Veltar activated the neural stimulator. The device sent precise electrical impulses designed to trigger pain receptors, without causing permanent damage. They had tested this on 43 different species. The average breaking point was 4.7 minutes. The human's jaw tightened slightly. His breathing remained steady. "Increase to level 2, Zexthul ordered after 5 minutes had passed. The stimulator's intensity doubled. Most species would be screaming by now, begging for mercy or divulging information. The human, who had identified himself only as Marcus, Chen, civilian contractor, simply closed his eyes and began counting under his breath. "What is he doing?" Veltar's translator rendered his confusion as a series of rapid clicks. Zexthul leaned closer to the communication panel. The human was counting backwards from 100, then starting over. It appeared to be some form of meditation technique. Level 3. Now the stimulator was operating at intensities that had reduced Rigelian berserkers to whimpering masses. The human's knuckles had gone white where he gripped the chair arms, and sweat beaded on his forehead, but he continued his counting. His voice never wavered. "This is impossible," Veltar whispered. "His neural pathways should be overloaded. The pain index is off our charts." Zexthul's hunter instincts were fully engaged now. In 3 decades of interrogation, he had never encountered such resistance. "Activate the thermal array." Superheated air began circulating through the chamber. The temperature rose to levels that would cook most species' flesh. The human's breathing became more labored, but when he spoke, his voice carried an edge of curiosity rather than agony. "Is this the warm-up?" The question hit the command deck like a plasma bolt. Veltar actually stumbled backward from his console. Did he just ask if this was the warm-up?" the technician stammered. Zexthul's predatory confidence wavered. "Increase thermal output to maximum. Activate the sonic disruptors." The chamber filled with frequencies designed to shatter, bone and liquefy internal organs. The thermal array pushed temperatures to levels that would melt steel. The neural stimulator operated at settings that should have induced immediate cardiac arrest. Through the chaos of sensory assault, the human opened his eyes and looked directly at the viewport. His gaze met Zexthul's, and the commander saw something that chilled his alien blood. Not defiance or rage, but a calm, almost pitying expression. "My grandmother had arthritis," Marcus said conversationally, his voice somehow carrying over the cacophony. "She worked 16-hour shifts in a textile factory for 40 years, never complained once." He paused, tilting his head as another wave of neural fire coursed through his body. "My little sister fought leukemia for 3 years. She was 7 when it started. You know what she said to me the day before she died?" Zexthul found himself leaning forward despite his growing unease. "She said, 'Marcus, pain is just your body's way of reminding you that you're still alive.'" The human's smile was genuine, almost fond. This is just noise." The torture devices screamed at maximum intensity. Readings indicated that the human's body should have shut down from trauma minutes ago. Yet he sat there, chatting as if they were discussing the weather. "The thing you don't understand," Marcus continued, "is that humans don't experience pain the way you think we do." We don't just endure it, we transform it. Every mother who's given birth, every athlete who's pushed past their limits, every person who survived loss and kept going, we've all learned the same secret. What secret? Zexthul whispered, though he wasn't sure he wanted to know. Pain is temporary, but what you choose to do while experiencing it, that's permanent. Marcus's eyes hardened. And right now, I choose to remember every single human life you bastards took when you destroyed our research station. The chamber's systems began registering impossible readings. The human's brain activity was spiking in patterns that their xenobiology databases couldn't explain. His body temperature was somehow stabilizing despite the thermal assault. Commander, Feltar's voice cracked with fear. His neural pathways are adapting. The pain stimuli are being processed and discarded. It's like his brain is learning to ignore our equipment. Zexthul watched in growing horror as the human began to stand. The restraints should have been unbreakable, but Marcus was methodically working his wrists free, the metal bonds gradually giving way to focused pressure and technique. Humans have a saying, Marcus said as the first restraint snapped. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But that's not quite right. The second restraint broke. What doesn't kill you teaches you exactly how much you can survive. Alarms began blaring throughout the ship. The torture chamber's door was somehow unlocking. The human had apparently memorized the security sequences from observing the guards earlier. And what I've learned today, Marcus continued, stepping free of the chair and looking up at the viewport with predatory intent, is that I can survive a lot more than you can dish out. As the chamber door slid open and Marcus Chen walked calmly into the corridor, Commander Zexthul finally understood why humans had spread across the galaxy despite lacking natural weapons or armor. They were the most dangerous predators in the universe precisely because they had learned to weaponize the one thing that stopped everyone else: pain itself. The hunter had become the hunted, and the Cathera were about to discover exactly what a truly determined human could accomplish when pain became fuel instead of weakness.